So one of the things that I started noticing was a certain relationship dynamic going on in my sessions that I wanted to address. I wanted to talk about the importance of the higher self in regards to interpersonal relationships. The higher self is the part of your soul that lives on the other side that's directly connected to the divine. It's like you in your most perfect form. And your higher self is aligned with truth, and your higher self influences your thoughts and feelings to keep you on track. Okay? So your higher self lives in the light. Okay? The Catholics call it the Holy Spirit. It's the God self, right? So this God self is directly connected to your lower self that lives on this earth plane with me down here, and you are an imperfect mortal. You experience pride, ego, fear, doubt, etc., right? All that yucky stuff that your higher self doesn't experience because your higher self lives in the light and you live here in this earth plane, okay? So let's say your lower self, as we call it, is in love. You have a wonderful and amazing romantic partner. You guys love to snuggle and just have one big love fest. Relax on the couch, watch movies together, eat popcorn, etc., right? So you guys have one big love fest going on in this romantic relationship, okay? Well, the dark sees this and they're like, ugh, gross, yuck, love, ew. Ugh, we gotta take these people down. How are we gonna do that? Oh, I know. Let's go after their connection to their higher self. We're going to go after this influence, and we're going to try to influence you ourselves because we're the dark and we can. So the reason why the dark wants to influence your thoughts and feelings is because they can get to you, and then they can also get to your romantic partner. They can take you guys down with emotional abuse, heartbreak, insults, whatever. They can lower your vibration. But if the dark can manage to pull you away from your higher self, you're theirs. I mean, you belong to them. You're basically their puppet. They just won. So now they have you as their puppet, and then they can take you down and then your romantic partner down with it, right? Kill two birds with one stone. So that's why the dark is going to try to go after this connection, is because it's the easiest way to do it. That's like, your vulnerability, okay? So how is the dark going to do this? Well, toxins. If they can get you addicted to drugs or alcohol, that makes it easier for the dark to influence you. So they'll try to influence you with toxins and addiction. If they can influence you with like a big ego, pull you away from your life purpose, what you're supposed to be doing by, pulling you down a path with, your ego, they can attract you with that. They can attract you with temptation, meaning they bring other people onto your path who are like, hey, baby, what you got going on over there? You want some fries with that shake? Right? Try to tempt you away from your partner, get you to cheat on them. They can bring a job onto your path that gives you a lot of money, right? A ton of money, but it stresses you out. And so that high stress level lowers your vibration and pulls you away from your higher self. Because if your vibration is low, you're an energetic match for the dark instead of the light, right? And so, they're going to try to make you sad. Like, if you have like something bad happen to you, they'll take advantage of your temporary sad state and your depression. If you are veering away from your truth, if you're not pursuing your truth and your life purpose, the dark will try to take you down because you'll be away from God, because God is the truth. So they'll do all sorts of stuff just to try to manipulate this connection. Now the light's going to fight back, right? The light's going to see this, and they're going to try to do like the countermeasures to improve your connection to your higher self, right? They're going to try to get you into rehab, break that addiction to those toxins. They're going to try to pull you away from that job that stresses you out and lowers your vibration. They're going to try to get you to listen to music because that causes your brain to release dopamine, which boosts your vibration. They're going to try to get you to exercise because that will, cause your body to release endorphins, and that will make you happy. The light is going to do anything they can do to try to raise your vibration, no matter how temporary, right? To try to cut this influence of the dark on you, okay? Now, The problem is that the dark is all-knowing and very strategic. So the dark knows exactly what your hurts are, your weaknesses, your Achilles heel, your old wounds, and they're going to try to get you where it counts. And because they're all-knowing, they can. So that's why I wanted to give you guys just a small example of strategy by the dark. I was getting into the shower a while back, and my spirit guides came through and they said, "Hey, Christine, do you remember what your most embarrassing moment was?" And I said, "Yes." And I said, I was in grade school and I was at a retreat with my entire class. And we were sitting Indian style on the ground of the retreat house, and we were listening to music. And I cut the cheese in front of everybody. Everyone heard it. It wasn't one of those silent but deadly ones where you just be like, "Oh, gross, who did that?" It's like, "Oh, I don't know," you know, or you can try to hide it. It was like, it was bad. Like, everyone heard it. And I was so incredibly embarrassed. And I turned 10 shades of red. And when you're that young and that sensitive and that impressionable, that moment in time is just burned on your brain forever. Because it wasn't really an isolated event. I got made fun of for so long after by my classmates. They would walk by me in the hallway and be like that's the way they would greet me. And then after a while, I would just do it back, or I'd be like, "Well, if you can't beat them, join them." And then after a while, I kind of liked the way the squishy sound felt like on my gums. And I was like, I kind of wanted to do it, you know? So when I got into the corporate world, that's how I would greet people, and they would greet me back. I don't think they knew the history behind it, but I don't know, that tradition kind of continued. If you do it, it actually really does feel cool on your gums, I have to admit. If you do it right, it gets kind of addictive. Anyway, so I'm glad that I can laugh about it now, because at the time it was very, very scarring, and it was not funny at all. It was just humiliating, mortifying, and it's still my most embarrassing moment. And I know other people have worse embarrassing moments, so I should be thankful that this is mine, because it's actually not as bad as like some other people's. But anyway, so that's all my spirit guides had to say is, do you remember what your most embarrassing moment was? Yeah, okay, great, have a nice day. And that was it. They went away. And so a few days later, I was on YouTube, and I noticed that Foster the People had just uploaded a brand new music video called Worst Nights. And for those of you who are not aware, Mark Foster is the lead singer of Foster the People, and he is also my divine complement, twin flame, other half of my soul, etc. So I pressed play, and I was like, oh, let's see what this new music video is from my twin flame. And I shook my head, and I was just like, no freaking way. Now I know why they came to me when I was in the shower and they said that. It's because when I was at the retreat house with my classmates and I cut the cheese and embarrassed the living crap out of myself, we were sitting there listening to Send in the Clowns. And that song is, where are the clowns? Send in the clowns, don't bother, they're here. And that moment in time was so burned into my brain that I even remembered what song was playing at the time. And that was the reason why I hated clowns so much, was because that song was playing when it all happened. And I never forgot it. And I hated clowns because of that, my most embarrassing moment. So when I saw that video, I knew exactly what my spirit guides were talking about. Mark Foster's connection to his higher self sucks. And so the dark influenced him. And so I saw that video, and I saw the dark waving at me. Hi, Christine. How are you today? This video's for you. With love from the dark, honey. We hope you enjoy it. That's what I saw when I watched that video. The dark saying hi. So, was that strategy? Yep. Does Mark Foster have any idea? No. He has no idea he was channeling the dark. No clue at all. Because the dark was working through him. He just had no idea they were doing it at the time. So, the purpose of this video is to raise awareness on how precious this connection is. So, I have lots of videos on the higher self and how to improve your connection to the higher self, etc. So I will include links to those videos in the description box below this one so you can see it for reference. I also have another video called Are You Giving the Dark a Red Carpet to Your Brain? Right? Because another way the way I wanted to draw this was, the higher self, but let me just draw it another way so you guys can see for comparison, right? We all have an angel on one shoulder influencing our free will decisions, and we all have a demon on the other shoulder influencing our free will decisions, right? So if your connection to your higher self sucks, you just went like that. Means you just went and knocked the angel off your shoulder, right? So the only one influencing you is the demon, which you don't want. Okay, so that's why I wanted to make this video, just raising awareness about this. Is your romantic partner jabbing you in a little too perfect of a way? Like, whoa, I know you really know how to press my buttons, but that was just a little too perfect. I just want you guys to take a closer look because there might be something spiritual going on behind the scenes. And in the meantime, take care and be well. Thank you.